My maid spent the night with me after hiding the fact that he already had an arranged bride. After I discovered his lie, he angrily said that he would never mark me and would marry her as his mother had planned, so I rejected him and left the pack. 5 years later, I returned to the pack for my father's funeral, but when I was about to leave after the funeral, I was told that my maid would not allow anyone to leave, so I was forced to go to him. I need to leave this pack, I said firmly. He looked at me with a sharp gaze. Why? He asked. I want to leave, and I'm not going to give you a reason. I want to go. And you should pick up your phone and call those people at the door. He stared at me in surprise, then shrugged. I need an answer. And if I don't hear it, you're staying here, he said. I was a little angry, although I didn't owe him any explanation. I had no choice but to give him one. For the sake of the secret child I was keeping at home, I had to go back. I didn't plan on staying when I came back this morning. I need to go back, I said. He nodded slowly, as if trying to understand what I was saying. Tell me, Angela, does your mother know you want to leave? My family's business is none of your business, Darius. I only need you to do one thing. And I believe I've made that very clear. Okay, this is a permission slip. I need your mother to sign it before I let you go. What? I took the permission slip and noticed that it required 2 signatures, his and my mother's. You sign first. I handed the slip to him. Why should I sign it? I don't want to come back and see your face again. I know you hate me, Angela, but you have to see me again today. What? I felt puzzled. Because you are no longer a member of this pack, you need your mother's signature before you can leave. He replied, I'm not a child. I don't need my mother to sign this kind of thing for me. This is downright unfair. You are forcing me to stay here. I hadn't finished speaking when he suddenly appeared in front of me. If I really wanted to keep you here, Angela, you'd know. He leaned in close to me and whispered in my ear, go get your mother to sign it and then come back and talk to me, he said, suddenly opening the door. My heart was pounding fast, and I glared at him angrily before I walked out of his office. When I got home, my mother was in the kitchen. Angela, you're back. Dinner will be ready soon, she said cheerfully. As usual, how could she be so calm after my father had just died? I need you to sign this, I said, placing the permission slip on the counter. I need to go. She froze for a moment. You just got home. I don't want to be here. Just sign it, I insisted. She shook her head. I can't sign this, ever, unless you stay here for 2 days. Please, I begged, tears welling up in my eyes. I need to go. Please, I can't miss that flight. My desperation obviously struck a chord with her, and she asked, what's wrong, Angela? Has Darius hurt you again? I took a deep breath and said, I have a child waiting for me, a child who is home alone and probably hungry, so I beg you, please sign. Before I could finish, she snatched the permission slip and quickly signed it. We looked at each other for a moment, and I could see thousands of questions rising up in her eyes. We'll talk about it later, I promised sincerely, and she nodded. I then hurried back to Darius' office and slammed the permission slip on his desk. Sign it, Darius. Darius leaned back with a grim expression. No one is leaving this pack until I finish my investigation into your father's death. What? I choked. You are a suspect too, Angela. Everyone is, he said coldly. I stared at him, stunned. I'll do anything. Please let me go, I said in desperation. Is it that desperate? He said. Yes, I admitted. He smiled and picked up the newspaper. Don't worry, I'll sign it. He scribbled his name and handed it back to me. His expression